Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Summit America coverage. We've got the last day of group stages. There are but 5, count them 5, best of ones to go. Are you excited, Merlini?
Count them up.
Yep, count them up.
We have really important games tonight. Well, it is the last day, and sometimes the last days aren't deciding days, but this one most certainly is.
Yeah, this is really a big one. So we've got Liquid versus the Sneaky Nyx Assassins for our first game. Both of these teams are 3-2 right now. So they're on the cusp. There's a chance they could make it in. Can we look at the standings one quick time here, Roland? Come on now. Well, we're going to take a glance at the standings to see where things are going up today. But we've got SNA versus Liquid first, then Liquid versus Revenge. That will round out their matches. Then SNA versus NAR. After the first 3 games, we should have a pretty clear picture about who will be in the top and who will be in the bottom. We see we've got 3 teams tied up. 3-2 right now, so things will get interesting. And even if you make it into the top 4, positioning still matters because there's seeding on the line going into the group stage. Not the biggest deal, but still, it does matter.
Seeding's important.
Seeding's pretty important. With only 4 teams, it's not the most important, but I guess if it's only one team advances, seeding's not super important because you're pretty much going to have to beat every team anyway. It's double elim, so it doesn't really matter who you play first, but in America, the top 2 teams go on, so seeding actually does make a little bit more of a difference. All right, I'm glad you agree. So let's hop into this draft here. Liquid versus Sneaky Nyx Assassins. Are there odds on this?
I don't
odds
think so.
master?
I would say Liquid.
Yeah. There's a lot of other big games going on.
Fairly favorited. Like 60. What's your predictions before the odds? Mine's like 65-35 maybe.
I would have gone like 60-40. I think this is pretty close. Both these teams very inconsistent.
67-33.
67-33. Oh, there is a bet for this one.
There's a bet indeed.
That's a minor value bet, I think. I think that's a little high for Liquid.
I don't know, dude. They got rocked versus EG, but versus other teams they played.
Yeah, but they rocked it with the PL yesterday, man. That Ush PL was dirty.
It was pretty dirty.
That was dirty, dude.
I think it's a little bit skewed for Liquid.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
a little bit, yeah.
Liquid have been hit or miss. They were looking pretty good yesterday as well. Quickva, he played, was it a Tinker? Yeah, the Tinker games yesterday, yeah.
But that was versus EHUG.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of games were versus EHUG yesterday, so a lot of teams.
I would say, yeah, so EHUG made Liquid look good, and SNA, they've had some tough opponents, and they're just a more unknown team. Generally, the underdog will be more of an will be less than an underdog than the odds actually suggest. So I would say it's like 60-65% in favor of Liquid. But Sneaky Nyx Assassins, they need to win how many games?
These 2 teams are in the 3-2 setup right now. So
one win secures a playoff berth?
Yes, whoever wins this game, I believe, will be secured in the top 4.
Secure the bonus.
Should secure that bonus. So this really is a big game. The loser, it's also interesting because the loser isn't out of it quite yet. Liquid will have a chance to come back. Scroll down a little bit on that page you got going on there.
Liquid plays Revenge and SNA plays NAR. I would say that NAR is a harder opponent, but Revenge weren't looking that bad with stand-ins.
They weren't looking that bad with stand-ins, but will they be the same stand-ins? That's another thing that we don't really know either.
People already have odds. 79-21 Liquid Revenge, 42 NAR.
I don't know. That might be a value bet right there.
Yeah, it's a value bet.
21% Revenge.
I don't know. Liquid, I mean, Revenge is pretty... they're too risky to bet on. You don't know who they're going to bring. All you know, Smash could stand in for them.
Maybe a couple of commons. See if you can get that big common yield.
That's not even worth my time.
Well, let's take a look at this draft here. Liquid first picked the Tree and the Darkseer. Sneaky Nyx Assassins, they pick up the Shadow Demon and IX Mike's Clockwork. Liquid grab Wisp, and the Sneaky Nyx Assassins are right there to say, you know what, we're not going to give you the Tiny. We'll just take it for ourselves. We can run Tiny without Wisp, and they'll do just that.
They aren't scared.
They ain't scared, yeah. We've seen Tiny fare very well when he's not with his little Wisp taxi service there, so... Yeah, I don't have any beef with just a casual Tiny. He still carries quite hard.
We also saw a matchup versus Darkseer. This is a very similar situation to what Sneaky Nyx Assassins did yesterday versus it was also EHUG.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yep.
Because
there were like 4 EHUG games yesterday, so there's a good chance that it was. If you just shot in the dark, they were probably playing EHUG.
So it's a similar thing. They had Shadow Demon and Tiny. They paired it versus Darkseer. And then they just got Tiny Huge and wrecked Face. Did they have a Clockwork too? I think they did.
They played a lot of Clockwork, but I don't know if they did that game.
Too. It was almost the exact same lineup. So looks like Tiny will be the carry of choice. Morphling will be the carry of choice. Morphling plus EO, something that DK has run, and probably some inspiration coming out from Burning and MMY. It is a Tree Wisp lineup, though. Tree Wisp, just not your most aggressive heroes in the early game, especially paired with a super late gamer like Morph. Well, he's mid late. He's not like super late.
Yeah, I mean, EO Morphling is alright. Helps him farm a little bit easier. He can become more active in ganks. Wisp can relocate him in, and he can just go back to farming. So it's not bad. Like any Wisp combo, he can help accelerate that farm a bit. Get Morphling a little more active around the map.
They have a lot of good mobility, though. Well, Train doesn't actually need to be there for living armor. They have EO relocate. They have Morphling replicate, so they can be.
I'd Surge on top of that. Maybe cruising.
Yeah, they can be everywhere.
Yeah. Brewmaster ban from Team Liquid, a little bit interesting. We did get to see a bit of Brew play yesterday. Was it the Nyx Assassins that ran him? I want to say it was the SNA Brewmaster.
It was the Sneaky Nyx Assassin had the exact same lineup. The last two were Sand King and Panda.
Yeah.
So Team Liquid banned both of those two out because clearly they watched the game yesterday. But Sneaky Nyx Assassin. So what they need is hero that can probably shut down EO or Morphling. They need fighters last. They don't need any more late game, although they could if they wanted to. A hero like Disruptor, very good versus Wisp, instantly kills Morphling's replicates. Silence is devastating versus Darkseer. He's very good at killing Darkseer, so I like this pickup a lot from Sneaky Nyx Assassins.
Yeah, even just the kinetic field works well against Darkseer. Kinetic field and cogs, two things that pretty much shut down Surge, so that easy escape mechanism for the old man
Disrupt,
won't be
Demonic
too
Purge.
easy. Yeah, they've got a lot of tools.
Darkseer is going to have his work cut out for him.
I like this. The Sneaky Nyx Assassins. Pretty solid draft so far. So the SNAs, they'll need mid-hero with their last pick. In Liquid, they'll be looking for their mid-hero. Oh, pardon me, mid-hero as well. What would be ideal here?
I think Liquid might go with something like a Tinker again.
Yeah, they could tinker it. Stop the pushing.
Tinker isn't the best
Tiny.
for Clockwork, but he has late game insurance. If they want to take it late, they will win it if they're even or better farm.
Yes, absolutely. And they ban out the Elder Titan, one that we did see actually in the solo mid role yesterday.
Wasn't terribly.
Wasn't great. Yeah,
wasn't
it was
great.
a little bit lackluster. He just doesn't do enough with the farm and solo experience. He doesn't have enough solo kill potential. He can't really roam too easily.
So does Sneaky Nyx Assassins do something else? Do they run Tiny Mid with a PL? No, they don't.
Ooh,
PL's really bad
PL?
versus Morph.
Oh, and there's your Tinker ban. I think a smart choice here.
Good ban. Good ban, Sna.
So what's left for Liquid? I mean, they could always grab a Puck. They could always grab a Dragon
Puck's
Knight.
not. They need someone that scales better with farms than a Puck.
Dragon Knight could be okay here.
Dragon Knight's is alright. I don't think he's like tanky enough. I don't think he provides enough control.
You
in
don't
fights.
think Dragon Knight is tanky enough? Never thought I'd hear that string of words.
Yeah, he's not like.
He's pretty tanky, dude.
He's alright. He gets cleaved down very easily.
Everybody gets cleaved down easily.
Some heroes don't.
Like who? Who isn't susceptible to the unique attack damage of
Well,
cleave?
high HP heroes as opposed to high armor heroes.
Okay,
Because
that's yeah.
It's armor independent.
DK he has high armor, but he has decent HP.
He has a decent HP, yeah.
not
Doom?
bad.
Doom's your fluffy hero.
Yeah, he's yeah, he does have a lot of fluff to him.
Dude, fluff heroes are not fluff and stuff heroes, but fluffy heroes are high HP, low armor. So
Yes.
they're really good versus magic damage and cleave and stuff that's independent of armor. And
Okay.
Liquid
So-
Storm Spirit, not very good versus Disruptor though. So that is
Yeah.
the one caveat to picking Storm Spirit in this game. He does scale well with farm though. I think he scales a lot better than a Puck, and I think they need more late game insurance versus the Tiny, because solo Morphling versus solo Tiny, especially with Disruptor in the game, it's not going to be easy for the Morphling at all. So I like Team Liquid's line of thought here.
Yeah, I don't think like a 5-slotted Tiny versus
Oh,
a 5-slotted Morphling.
They didn't hesitate with that at
Yeah.
all.
Well, they are the Sneaky Nyx Assassins after all.
IX Mike plays a pretty good Nyx.
No, he's playing Clockwork.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Okay. He plays a pretty good clock. He yelled at me yesterday because I flamed him.
How dare you flame IX Mike? You know better than that, Merlini.
He said I asked him. He told me he asked me what was wrong with my thing, and I said, well, you didn't have any mana to cast anything because you went Urn first. He's like,
Oh,
well,
that Urn build,
He's
that
like,
was ass.
I was trying experimental things for TI4, and then I was like, well,
A
and then
great
he
excuse.
got mech after that with no mana, and then he said, fuck you or something like that.
Yeah,
But-
that build was clunky. The build he did in the following game where he
I
actually
think-
went bottle was a lot better.
Yes, I think he realizes that was not the best build that game, but other than that, his Clockwork was all right. It was
Yeah.
good enough.
Yeah, it's solid. He's on like a 16-0 streak right now, so pretty
Please,
pretty
statistics
redonkulous.
must statistics.
Yeah, they've been farming E-Hug a little bit. But
Oh yeah, I also told him that it was probably versus CMB with 3 stand-ins, and he got angry. What a make fun of his 15-0
So
streak.
we may need a remake here if Mike and Whitebeard have some issues. They are technically DC'd, of course. They're in the game. and
I
we'll
think
see.
it's probably better be safer.
I think we're gonna have the bug.
Yeah, they're both abandoned.
This is not correct.
Bugs.
Yeah, you're losing gold. Okay, remake it. We'll remake it and host it. Yeah, not surprised. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that one coming. We brought it up in the lobby. Not surprised whatsoever. It's an issue where that we're having server issues, and basically, you load into the game and then you don't actually load in. So even though you're there, it counts you as disconnected, and it gives all of your gold away to your allies, like your DC.
It counts them as abandoned.
It counts you as abandoned. Yeah. So it gives all of
Flipping
your
abandoners.
all your monies away. You don't get the static gold gain. It goes to your
and
buddies,
there's some
so.
random other bugs that happen too. It's not only gold. It's
Yeah, it's no good. It's not playable, and it's actually not even really fair
it's
because
playable.
well,
just
it's playable, but
not
it's
a competitive environment.
well, and it's almost a buff in some cases, depending on if your two supports don't get it, then that's gold going to your mid and your
They
carry.
don't get boots also.
So they get beefy, but yeah, then your supports don't, and they never get boots. So
it just
it's
makes things weird.
It's shitty.
Unfair.
It's not Dodo.
Yeah.
It's not Dodo.
So looking at the drafts, whose do you like more? The Tree, Wisp draft, Morphling, Storm?
I think
or
Disruptor will really give them a lot of issues.
What if he doesn't play well?
Well, if the Disruptor doesn't play well, then I think they'll do okay. Disruptor and Tiny.
So Disruptor is the crux of this draft, is what you're saying.
Kind of. I mean, he's good against 3 of the 5 heroes, and even just his ultimate is going to be big in these team fights.
I would say good. He's good versus a lot, like even more than just 3.
Well, he's really good against 3, and he's pretty good against the other 2. But
Well,
like I would say he like kind of counters Wisp, sort of counters the Storm Spirit. He pretty much counters Storm Spirit, and then
no, he forces Storm to get a BKB. He doesn't really counter him.
Okay, well that still stops him from getting a fast Orchid. That's kind of a counter. Who was the other one that Wisp does well against on their team?
Morphling, he's okay versus.
Oh yeah, the
Darkseer?
Morphling. Yeah, he's pretty. Oh, Darkseer. That was the other one I was thinking of. Really good against Darkseer and Wisp in particular. Pretty good against Storm. Very solid against Morphling, and then the Tree. I mean, yeah, Silence is good against Tree. It's not bad, but it's not.
Well, it's a lot of multiple instances of damage from Static Storm to proc through Living Armor. It's also like Living Armor can't actually save someone because they'll just get glimpsed back.
Yeah,
so I think
that's good. Yeah, it's good against Tree.
It's not the best. It's not the worst.
It's okay. Yeah. So I think Disruptor will give them some trouble, and also I still think Tiny, even they have the Storm, Tiny is, if he gets farmed, they have some space creators with the Clockwork and the Nyx. I'm pretty confident they'll be able to create some space for this Tiny, and I think he'll get pretty big. He'll uproot that big tree, carrying it around, and he'll just be slapping people. I hope he doesn't level up his ultimate, though. I really want to see a Tiny with Ags before ultimate.
Or
in
he
a
could just farm
competitive
an Ag
game.
before level 6.
Yeah.
Could
Or
be
well,
that
that's an option too. Just straight Ags and
No
just,
boots.
just give him the gold, no boots, and
The Ags rush, no boots, no stats, no regen, no TP scrolls. That'd be awesome.
yeah. So we'll see. I think the Liquid draft is good, but I think it'll be a little bit more difficult for them to execute here. Especially forcing Storm to go BKB, that can backfire a little bit. He's just not lowers his impact unless he plays really well. He has to use that BKB to get
Liquid,
kills.
I mean, the team that Sneaky Nyx Assassin used a Tiny versus, they also had a Storm Spirit. I think that Sneaky Nyx Assassin played, it was the team with the stand-ins, because it was the stand-in Storm Spirit, Slater G, Bracket Man.
Oh yeah, Bracket
Remember?
Man. You're right.
Tiny just like whomped him, even though he had BKB. So BKB
Yeah.
Storm, as you said, is not particularly useful, and he's not your like ideal tank hero.
Yeah.
I said that they needed tanky heroes last, but they also needed one that like scaled well with late game.
Yeah, dude. Tiny gave him the Whomping Willow, and it was rough. I remember that. He BKBs, hops in Electric Vortex, and just poof, poof, dead. There's no more Storm Spirit.
Well, that was also because they had Elder Titan too. So
Yeah,
don't forget about that.
That's true. Oh yeah, that was the Elder Titan mid game. We were trying to quantify how much of an impact the Elder Titan had, which is very difficult to do. Those little hidden buffs that he gives you.
So looking at this, see Nyx already off to the opponent's jungle Shadow Demon with the booties first.
Look at this guy. Boots, nothing else. Whitebeard feeling brave. He wants to cruise around.
Fluff heading over there with the wars. Introducing Team Nyx Assassins, aka SNA. We have Fluff and Stuff on the Disruptor, Whitebeard on the Shadow Demon, IX Mike on the Clockwork, SNA on the Sneaky Nyx Assassin, Ush on the Tiny, and these teams are both 3-2, mind you. This is the last day of the playoffs. If SNA loses out 0-2 in today's play day, or Liquid loses out 0-2, they might not make the playoffs. So this is a very important game, and winner is guaranteed a spot.
Yeah, this is a big one. This is one you want to keep your eyes peeled for. Now on the dire side, we've got Team Liquid. Bulba will be off lane on the Darkseer in the mid. We will have TC playing on the Morphling. He'll be joined by Pegasus. Of course, that is Demon, our buddy Jimmy, playing on the Wisp. And up top, Way 2 on the Tramp Protector. Last but not least, it will be Quickfight. In a side lane here, safe lane, Storm Spirit. So Liquid will switch things up a little bit with their dual lanes. Not unheard of when you're running a Wisp. A lot of teams like to do this. And Morphling mid, that's something RTZ likes to do quite a bit. So I like what Liquid are trying to do here. Sneaky Nyx Assassins, though, they're ready with a response.
They're trying to be RTZ?
Yep. Ush in the mid, Whitebeard nearby. And they will connect with the easy opening there. You've got your disruption into Avalanche, but not enough damage to take down TC, and Ush did blow it a little bit early. Still, forcing him to use that salve with the first wave of creeps. Not a bad start for the Nyx Assassins here in the mid. Oh, up top. Is there some pressure coming out on the way to? Yeah, there sure is. Mike catches him in cogs, but not enough to secure the kill. Koikva coming in, trying to zone out Fluff. The Thunderstrike won't be enough. That Tango keeps him alive.
Dang, straight TP home.
Yeah, some close calls coming. The right play, because Fluff would have given him the Raptor.
Clockwork may go on Koikva here with Tree and Protector gone. He does have Leech Seed at level 1, but that doesn't mean anything in lane, so Koikva has to be extremely careful. Darkseer playing super aggressively on bottom, but with all other four heroes accounted for on the map, does not feel too scared.
Yeah, Boba is really, he's just cutting the lane in half. He's tanking it up with that Stout Shield. And
about to get mana burn to the face, though.
Yeah, making things a little bit more difficult for SNA. Creep's hitting the tower. He is forced to tank the tower, but the Nyx Assassin should be able to handle it. And IX Mike just draining mana up top, using those funny-looking cogs. Well, things look pretty even to get started. Tiny and Morphling within one last hit of each other.
Might be in some trouble.
Uh-oh. Whitebeard, he's coming around. Can he get off the disruption? Yeah, he sure can. That'll mitigate the surge.
Why did he surge? And why did he...
Ooh,
there's a haste there. I don't know. It still could be a kill.
Uh-oh. The Whiffed Impale, now Whitebeard. He'll try and stack up the poison. Only one so far. Morphling coming over as well. But Bulba, he's just fine.
How is Jimmy's Wisp? I don't remember if I've seen him play it, but he does already have his bottle. That makes things a lot easier for Morphling.
That was Soul Catcher, not poison, by the way. That's my bad. He doesn't have poison.
Wow, the double rune.
Yep.
He's just hasting everywhere.
It's the sneaky Whitebeard. He's invisible and at max movement speed. But I don't think they can set up a kill too easily here in the mid,
on top they can, though. Especially with Trina still being level 1.
Yeah, no living armor. And even level 1 living armor, not so scary.
They can't really contest Fluff. Look at Fluff. He's just jacking their neutrals.
Racking up the last hits. Yeah, Whitebeard coming in. Has plenty of time left on this invisibility rune. IX Mike diving the tower. There's your disruption to start it off. Cogs come down. Nowhere for Koikva to go. Thunderstrike. Mike tanking the tower, but they'll have plenty of damage to bring him down. First Blood comes out, and it is Fluff and Stuff's Disruptor to pick it up.
Man, that double rune, though, just really secured it for them. And I think that Darkseer was busy running away, and he didn't actually see the rune spawn, and they don't have eyes on bottom rune, too. So, nice movement coming out from Whitebeard. I also think that Whitebeard has been kind of the weak point for SNA in the past couple of games, and if he can play well, SNA is looking real good. Real good.
Yeah, he's off to a pretty good start this game, and still in the mid. Looks like the Morphling starting to pull ahead a little bit. 16-4 against the 11-2 Tiny. But they are pretty close to one another. Within the realm of reason, Whitebeard did roam up top to secure that kill, so it makes things difficult for Tiny. Yeah. Jimmy, he's only level 2. He's been giving a lot of solo experience to the Morphling, which is not a bad play, but Wisp will be delayed hitting that level 6. Up top, small skirmish breaks out, cogs come down, and, well, Liquid can't really traverse the terrain. Koikva now still only level 4. No ball lightning quite yet.
Boba and SNA duking it out in the bottom lane. There is Soul Ring up on Boba, makes the mana burn a little bit less effective.
Yeah, just a little bit. SNA doesn't have the mana sustain to just keep chain burning him, doesn't have Arcane Boots out quite yet. But 800 gold, he'll have him before too long. Whitebeard once again controlling the runes now. 4-minute rune was an illusion.
Where's Fluff going? Oh man, he sees the big ol' stacks. Holy crap, that's what Demon has been doing. He's been...
That's a triple stack? No, 4 stack there. Wow. Yeah, that's a big fatty.
They're both quad stacks.
In the mid, TC coming forward, tries to get aggressive on Gush, but 2-man Avalanche comes out. They cannot secure the kill.
They need to take that out with Darkseer. Now that SNA knows is up, they can easily take it with, like, let's say a Tiny combo, plus maybe Shadow Demon poison stacks, but actually he doesn't have any poison yet. I like the 1-1-1 build. The vision is, like, really
The second
good.
point in Soul Catcher, I don't see as much of a value. It's not bad, but it just the poison does a lot of damage, especially if you level that up in a 1-1-3.
You can like scout runes, you can double pull, you can do a lot of things that you can't do with second point of Shadow. Oh, there he goes, trying to stack it up again. We're talking about a 5-stack?
Did it stack?
I'm not sure. It's too many creeps. They're all in one little bunch.
It's hard to tell when they're all on top of each other. It's a creep party. But still, big stacks.
There's 2 Wildling Whippers, so I mean, that is a 5-stack.
Yeah, that is one thing that Liquid have been doing very well recently, is finding that efficiency around the map. Whether it's stacking Ancients or just stacking Neutrals, they have been stepping up their neutral game a little bit. And it does make a pretty big difference against teams that don't utilize the jungle in the same manner.
Fluff and Stuff looking for an opportunity middle. He was scouted out by the Observer Ward.
Yeah, that Observer Ward's actually just about to go down, so it will be prime ganking season here within the next minute or so, during that lapse between the first wards and the second round. But, yeah, very quiet early game here. 6 minutes, 1 kill on the board, both teams. They know what's on the line here, Merlini. They'll play it a little more passive, playing it safe. Nobody wants to make those silly mistakes. Nobody wants to be the guy that costs the team.
Fluff and Stuff trying to make plays on bottom.
Uh-oh, can they do this? Bulba, he gets stunned up. He doesn't actually get stunned by the... Oh, there's the glimpse back. I don't think they'll be able to do this. Living Armor, he's just a bit too cheeky. They don't have the damage. The Ion Shell... I don't think he got stunned by the Spike Carapace.
I think he did. It was
Did he?
really short.
It was
It's
just,
only level 1.
Oh, yeah, okay. Super short Spike Carapace stun. In the mid, a little bit of an exchange going back and forth, but no follow-up to secure a kill. Tiny still only level 5, and he does have 3 points in toss, but doesn't really have a huge mana pool here. Just Brown Boots Bottle, Magic Wand, nothing too crazy.
Last set leader is Morphling sitting at 41, so TC doing very well in the mid lane compared to Tiny. Tiny only has 20, and
he's really taken
isn't
over.
That different. Actually, Tiny has more.
Yeah, Wisp has been in the lane a lot more, though. Tiny hasn't had constant support. Fluff has been moving around quite a bit, and Whitebeard's been moving around quite a bit as well. Wisp has moved into the jungle here and there, but he's still been there to babysit TC.
And they have tree armor, too, to help out TC.
Yep, that tree armor definitely helps. So, little Bulba doing well in the off lane. Early gold lead is actually in the favor of SNA. Gold and experience going their way, even though Tiny's getting out far mid. We will see a 3-man smoke from the Nyx Assassins. They will wrap around.
They want to take out the stack?
Yeah, they ping it out, but it will get scattered out. The tree's on the high ground. Oh, how unfortunate. Fluff smoke is revealed. There is no Dire Observer Ward down here. Tree has one in the inventory. Maybe they'll catch him looking at the Dire vision. Tree has no clue that they're stalking him here. Uh-oh, he'll turn. Maybe he does have an idea. Pings coming out from both sides. Now TC coming down. And everybody will just back out. Now TC moves into the big stack. Here's the big monies. And, oh, God, Demon. He almost dies to the neutrals, actually.
There needs to be more shockwaves.
Yeah. Kind of a close call there.
So much money.
Yeah, we'll see his net worth just jump up here. IX Mike actually snipes a couple of them with the rocket. Gets at least one of those. So, I like what SNA are doing, trying to minimize the impact of this big stack. But now Morphling, he's number 1 on net worth by a big margin. Invisible Tiny looking for a solo kill. Doesn't have the damage to bring down the tree. And won't reveal it.
So they don't actually get that stack. So now gold lead. Severe drop in that. Liquid will now possess the lead by just stacking and farming kind of game.
Mm-hmm. Well, in a more static Farm Fest game, stacking certainly does help get you an edge. Tiny working on power treads. And wow, I'm really surprised at how much TC is out farming him. Ush throws out a combo, but just tickles the Morphling. Wow. He morphs a few into strength.
It's a BKB rush from TC.
He's golden. Yeah. Very RTZ style here.
Very. Doesn't want to get owned by Glimpse, doesn't want to get owned by Nyx, doesn't want to get owned by anyone.
Yeah, doesn't want to get owned by Tiny either.
I think he could have gotten away with it like a Midas, because it's probably going to be a long game, I'd say. Just
based on 1 kill in 9 minutes, I think this screams Midas to me.
Yeah, that's what. Why not?
Has anyone gone for a Midas here? No, no one at all.
So. Tiny rarely does. Storm, probably not going to either. Morphling, he's probably the most likely candidate, but he's going just mass strength.
Yeah, the Nyx Assassins don't really have a classic Midas carrier.
I think Tiny's a pretty good Midas carrier, but Ush just doesn't do it that often.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad on Tiny, but most players don't do it. They just opt to get that Ags as quickly as possible and use that as their big farming tool. Now
you get the XP, man. XP is so important, especially when you're dual laned in mid.
Yeah, that's a good point. Koikva rotates down to the bottom lane, zones out the Nyx Assassin, and this Nyx has been very quiet. SNA is level 9, has Arcane Boots, 1,300 gold. He has farmed up quite a bit. I'd almost like to see him move around a little bit. And
they already have a sentry up in mid. He could try and go for top, but Koikva is not actually there anymore.
Yeah, the big fluffy tree, he's not so easy to gank. Koikva
they're waiting for a gank on bottom, but Mike's just sitting there too. So SNA is baiting.
They're both baiting.
They're both baiting. Double bait.
Yep. The Darkseer working on a mech. He's got himself headdress and the chainmail, and I think Mike's working on one as well. Yep, he actually has the buckler
like,
and
hey,
the headdress.
What's up, guys?
Yep, Mike, level 7, just about to hit 8. Does have a hook shot, but, of course, Storm Spirit, pretty much the worst target to catch inside the cogs. Looks like there is a small stack here for the Radiant side. It is a triple stack, and Ush will clean that up.
Stacking and pulling.
So he gets a little bit of farm as well. Helps find him some recovery. Still about 50% behind the Morphling, but steps in the right direction.
Stacking and pulling, man.
Stacking and pulling. Rinse and repeat. Wax on, wax off. Keep it steady. But boy, we've got a slow game on our hands, Mr. Merlini.
The only thing that's a little bit noteworthy about the net worth graph is just Morphling. Morphling is way higher than everyone else because of that quad stack. And it's not had the right idea to try and smoke there, but unfortunately Tree's positioning was just too good and blocked it right when they wanted to snipe it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And did they ever take out this other stack? No, they still got a Mud Golem, Double Centaur, Alpha Wolf stack here that she's still standing.
My thing keeps flickering.
Your screen?
Yeah, I don't know what's up.
Ooh, that's weird. Mine's not. It's just you, man. Computer doesn't like you. You know, I've noticed the Mud Golems, they're sort of a middle ground between Tiny and the Granites. They look less happy than Tiny, but not as sad as the Granite Golems. They're a nice middle ground of just like, eh, made out of mud. Could be worse.
So late game, I would say Liquid has a slight edge because they have Storm Spirit and Morphling, and once they get BKBs, a lot of SNA's heroes are pretty useless. Like, Nyx can't do anything versus BKB, neither can Disruptor. Well, here we go. There is a immediate vendetta from Nyx on the top lane, going for Koikva.
Can't do it. He was right into the tower, and positioning from Koikva just a little bit too spot on. SNA doesn't have too much time left on that vendetta. Maybe he'll still catch Koikva on the backside of the tower. No, just can't get lucky. Courier coming in.
That would be a lucky kill.
Yeah, buckler recipe on it and a bottle. But
he does
won't
have
find
blink
it.
too.
Yeah, the Nyx is pretty farmed. Still unfortunate up top. They'll engage with the IX Mike. There's your zip forward. Cogs come out straight away. Relocate from Demon and TC. And they'll have plenty of damage to bring down Mike. That will be the second kill of the game. Liquid get their first on the board. And they may try to translate this into a tower push here. Nope. Well, they may still chip at the tower, but Wisp and TC head back to the mid.
So now they pressure mid and top at the same time, and Ush has switched to farming bottom. Looks like he will go for drums before the scepter, but very difficult to farm into the Iron Shell, and Bulba's in a relatively safe position, unless Fluff wants to wrap around. He is not level 6, though. There he goes. Now he's level 6.
Yeah.
Now Fluff will be scouted out by Bulba.
And Bulba just moving into the trees here. Will surge himself. He could get glimpsed if Fluff wants to try to set up a kill. There you go. There's the glimpse back. Glimpse back. Great timing. The kinetic field not on the money. Surge coming up in another 2 seconds, so they're going to have to stun lock him here. Spike Carapace to start things off. Tiny comes in. Avalanche toss, and that secures the kill. 2-1 at the 14-minute mark. Ush gets a little pick-me-up there.
Easy Carapace and an Impale.
Yep.
Nice glimpse.
And good use of the Carapace as well.
Well, SNA smoked up. He does have blink, but not that much mana.
Oh, hops forward. There's the disruption. Hookshot in from IX Mike. Actually hits a creep, but they'll still go for Demon. Zoning Cogs. Drains a little bit of mana, and then they'll glimpse back the Wisp. Nowhere for Demon to go. He gets living armor, but does fall. Almost a close call, actually. Tethers back to his friend, but they still finish him off.
How did he get stunned? I guess it was maybe a battery assault or something. He got stunned mid-tether.
Yeah. He almost made it out. It was closer than I thought it would be. Yeah, meanwhile, on the top, Liquid are pressuring this Tier 1 tower pretty hard. They may not have the deeps to finish it off before support comes in. Rocket Flare from IX Mike, and Fluff and stuff on his way up here on the Disruptor.
They need to get more kills. SNA has a better mid-game lineup, I'd say. So they have to take advantage of Disruptor and Nyx Session before Liquid gets their BKBs, but Fluff gets jumped on.
Zip forward from the Koikva, but he gets glimpsed back. Now they relocate forward. They'll finish off the Disruptor. Will they dive for the Shadow Demon? No. Oh, a big tree ultimate comes out. That locks down IX Mike. They secure that kill. Now SNA. Two-man Impale trying to drop the hammer. Does secure the tree. The relocate out. Saves the Wisp as well as the Morphling there. And a favorable fight for Liquid. 1 for 2, and they only lose their support tree.
I don't know if they only lose support tree. What a toss coming out from Ush. The alley-oop.
Yeah. Well played by the Tiny. He did have a haster in there. Made things a little easier, but Very nicely done. Bulba in the bottom lane, still staying rather quiet, has his mech complete, just pressuring down that tier 1 tower, and back in the mid. The relocate from TC and Wisp, that secures the tier 1 tower kill.
Their mobility is already coming into play. They're able to pressure 3 lanes at once, whereas SNA, they might come out on top in terms of kills and momentum in that lane, but in terms of the whole entire map, they're falling a little far behind. They do have the kill advantage right now, but tower, gold, plus all the farming coming out from TC, 5,000 already gold lead for Liquid.
Yeah, they're really in good shape. They're picking up a lot of momentum. Experience is zeroed out, but this should give them an edge in items. BKB is now up on TC, so he's kind of in fighting shape. And speaking of TC, he gets initiated on right away, morphing that strength. Will he pop the BKB? Yes, he does. Now he's going to try and fight. IX Mike coming in, isolating Demon. Nowhere for him to go. He's stuck in the Static Storm. He gets dropped. And Liquid, they just don't have the team support. Now a TP comes in, but it's a little too late. BKB's already expired. TC gets glimpsed back, and they will take him down. He can't morph strength fast enough. That was a 5-on-2. I think Liquid could have taken a fight there if they just TP'd in. Bulba has a mech, for crying out loud.
They have the mobility to be there.
And there was an overgrowth available.
I guess they thought that they were okay with the BKB. It's like, hey, I'll use my BKB to use 5 people's times up, but Shadow Demon disrupted him or used his Demonic Purge during the BKB. They had a nice lockdown on Wisp, and Wisp just not having the easiest time. He's constantly getting focused by Disruptor, and that's the right idea. You do want to kill Wisp very early on in the fight. The amount of healing that it provides is actually pretty absurd, and damage mitigation from overcharge, and even damage. Yeah.
You really don't want to let the Wisp run amok, and he's also very low armor, so if you can lock him down and get a couple right clicks in, he does fall very quickly. Keeping him stuck in the Static Storm on top of the cogs, I mean, there was nothing that Demon could have done. You can tether over the cogs, but he didn't have the tether available.
He probably needs a BKB this game, too.
Now IX Mike, he picks up the mech for the Radiant team, so mechs all around, but still Morphling. Wow, very impressive farm from TC. Just about to break 8K on net worth, Tiny only at 6. So still a pretty big disparity there.
Yeah, and that's surprising considering Tiny's 3-0-1 and TC's 0-1-3.
Yeah. Tiny comes in, just clears up that triple stack that Liquid were working on. And he has a point booster now to go with his drums and power treads. So well on his way to the Ag Scepter. Oh, SNA blinks forward off the mark with the Impale. And I don't think they'll have the follow-up here. Nope. Bulba, he gets glimpsed in the bottom lane, but does have a Force Staff out and scoots over that kinetic field. That's a smart pickup on the Darkseer this game, I think.
Really good for Clockwork.
Force Staff. Yeah. They have a lot of tools to stop the Surge mobility from really doing a lot.
Gets caught out in the mid. I don't know.
Yeah, Force Staff is really good against Disruptor in general. Ooh, they throw down a Sentry Ward. And that won't catch him, but they glimpse him back, and now way to, yeah, maybe he can overgrowth.
They're still moving around as 5 to get kills, though. So, yes, SNA's ahead by 5 kills, but the kills that are getting are not on super important heroes. They've killed the Wisp a few times. They've killed Treant a few times. They've killed the Morphling once. And here we go. Can they get Koikva?
Hook shot onto Koikva. He will zip back into the cogs. They've got plenty of damage to bring him down. The relocate in. Wall comes out from the Darkseer. Vacuums. They'll try and focus down IX Mike. Disruptor throws the kinetic field. There's your silence. Catches TC. Now he'll get hit by the Tiny combo. They'll bring him down. And the next Assassin's coming out way ahead in this fight.
Or it's the BKB, man.
Off the mark once again. Bulba, he'll just try and TP home, but I'm not so sure he'll make it.
Oh, if he didn't toss, he would have glimpsed him. That was actually Ush's fault.
Yeah. But yeah, TC, he didn't even BKB there. Still has it off cooldown. So a pretty convincing team fight for SNA. Just as you're mentioning that they're not getting kills on key heroes, they take out Morphling and Storm.
I think they can just play kind of keep away. Liquid can. Like Storm, he can just zip super far. He didn't actually zip that far, and Nyx just comboed him with Impale. He should be able to dodge that. He needs to work on his BKB so he doesn't put himself in this sort of situation when he zips into team fights.
Yep. And any other big items coming out here? Nope, I haven't seen too much other item progression. Tiny just working on the Ags.
Fuss playing a pretty good Disruptor, I must say.
Yeah. Yeah, he's set up pretty decent kills so far. Some good glimpses. His Static Storms have really been on point. A lot of Disruptors are much more passive with their Static Storms. I like to save it for that money storm, but Fuss throwing it out left and right. And
you should be. It's a relatively low cooldown, 85 seconds, and it's instant. There's no cast point on that, so that's what makes the spell really amazing. Because if you think Storm's about to zip, you can do it while he's doing it, and you'll destroy him.
Yeah, you'll catch him mid cast point.
Same with Morphling too, and Darkseer. Like while they're about to cast their escape abilities, Waveform, Surge, they will get wrecked if you're timing your static zones properly, and he has been.
Yep.
Throw it out, buddy.
So, kind of an interesting game here where Liquid have a decent gold lead, still about 5,000, but experience edge going the way of SNA, though, coming back in favor of Liquid. Even though they're picking up kills, still this just farming around the map is so much more efficient.
Once Ush gets Scepter, I think things will change.
Yeah.
Because he can do Ancient stacks like really quickly, whereas Liquid, they don't have really good Ancient stack takers, and he can just clear any stack very, very fast.
Yeah, and he's only 700 gold off. Only a single stack right now. They should probably hedge their bets and start stacking that up sooner rather than later, but the 5-man death ball definitely has its cost, and it's that no one's really farming anything except heroes. Way 2 may get caught out here, throws down a sentry as well as an observer, and of course they'll see the sneaky Nyx assassin himself. But
these sentries
will be
are just a little bit too far away.
God, yeah, look at all the radiant sentries here. Oh wow, it's like landmines on the ground. Uh-oh, the tree may walk into it. There's your relocate coming from Liquid. Overgrowth hits nothing. Oh, wow, that's unfortunate. Now Wisp could be in some trouble. Blink from the Nyx assassin, and Demon will fall.
The heck was that, way 2?
That was odd.
They don't need to put themselves in this sort of situation. Look how many heroes are down here. If 4 heroes are just sitting there waiting for someone to come, you just farm it up. And other people are doing it, but they all need to be on the same page here. They all need to just be super efficient around the map. SNA can kill people, but only probably 1 or 2 at once, and very difficult versus BKBs. They need to utilize BKB TPs, BKB zips, just defensive relocates instead of offensive ones, and play to their strengths of their lineup, and draw SNA around the map, and not let them play to their strength, which is mid-game killing. And they're giving away too many kills in this mid-game.
Yeah, absolutely. Zip forward from Koikva. Wants to hop onto Ix. Mike just jumps right over the cogs. Now Wisp tethers forward. Whitebeard throws out the Purge, actually. They may try and set this up onto Demon. Whitebeard taking heavy damage, forced to use the defensive disruption. His team is just out of there. Glimpse back on the inbound Darkseer, and they'll cut their losses. They let their Shadow Demon die, and the rest of the sneaky Nyx assassins make it out. Tiny, though, he's uprooted the Whomping Willow. He's got a haste rune, and he's level 13. He's ready to fight.
The net worth has caught up in between Morphling and Tiny, though.
Yeah.
It used to be, what, like 2,500?
Yeah,
like
the gap is
2,000-ish?
closing. Now it's only about 900.
And that's before the Scepter. So now with the Scepter, he's just whacking fools.
Yeah, golden experience graphs haven't changed too much. Bottom tier 1 towers already fallen. Also, SNA have not knocked down any towers yet, and they've already lost all of their tier 1s, so those money bags will fall, and they'll get a pretty big gold
pickup
pick-me-up.
for my ex-Mike. He needs that gem. Make
Yeah.
life difficult for way 2, and to just get these wards. There's like one sitting right outside their T2, and they can't gank if Liquid always knows where they are.
Yeah, that's very true. BKB up on Storm Spirit, his first core item. Kind of predicted that one, no big surprise, but Koikva's handled himself well. 1-3-2, maybe died a few too many times, but he's still been pretty active, even though he hasn't been able to go for that Orchid first. And Bulba looks like he just wants a BKB next on Darkseer.
Nyx has been playing really well at dodging the ganks from Liquid, though. They're not putting themselves in super compromising positions where a Storm could zip in, a relocate will come in, and they'll kill like 3 or 4 people. That has not happened yet this game. They'll get one hero here and there, but usually not an important hero such as Tiny. He's the only super important hero on SNA.
Yeah, and Big Bad Tiny's up top. He will secure their first tower kill of the game. Gets the last hit, and now he's up to 2,000 gold.
See, like Liquid's, they're playing this like very strangely. They have the higher mobility lineup, yet they're the ones clumping up right now.
They have the higher mobility lineup, and they have 2 late game carries versus 1. Storm hasn't really gotten into carry mode yet, but he'll still scale pretty well with items. This 5-man death ball is just making a lot of space for Tiny. Now that they knock down that tower, we'll see the gold graph start to close into SNA's favor.
They want to use the BKBs that they just newly acquired. I think that's what's pressuring them into trying to fight around the map, but still, they don't have to do it. And BKB doesn't really help your farm that much, unfortunately. So now Tiny has actually taken over the net worth leader because Morphling and the rest of Liquid are just doing things together.
Low down bottom. Fight will break out. BKBs get popped. IX Mike does manage to get off his mech before he goes down. Will still be the first target to fall.
Gem immediately.
And yeah, he was the gem carrier. They go in to pick it up. And yep, it's grabbed by the tree.
This is really bad.
That's
It's not. Oh, buddy, they have the gem.
Yeah.
Can't go out there.
Yeah.
So finally they make use of their mobility, get a kill, and get a really important one too. That's probably the most important kill in the game right now. Even more important than Tiny because he was wielding the gem.
Yeah, and Tiny just wasn't with him right there. So if he was ready to fight, probably would have been different, but a nice jump from Liquid. And you make a good point about the BKB. Doesn't really help you farm, so probably Liquid trying to find the best of the items they've picked up and find some utility by taking mid-game fights. But SNA still have a pretty scary mid-game lineup. And, ooh, way too. He may get scouted out here. He's still the one holding the gem. He is. Just takes walking onto one sentry and they'll be able to set up this kill. So he's kind of playing with fire here.
He knows they have no sentries. Oh, actually, there's one on someone. Oh, there's someone on Tree.
Yeah, Tree has him. That's it. So he's okay for now, but still.
This reminds me of Bounty Hunter Wisp, where you just get Bounty Hunter scout out ganks.
Ooh, 5-man smoke. It gets popped right away by Way 2. They know he's around, but they just don't have any detection.
They don't have any reveal for this? If they do that, they get the gem. Oh
yeah.
My goodness.
No smoke, no dust, no wards, no gem.
You supports, my goodness. Get some reveal.
That's unfortunate. Great positioning from Way 2 though. The mobile ward coming in handy right now.
How are you gonna smoke without a dust against a tree?
I don't know. I really don't know. That's silly.
Wow, that would have been a really big kill. Because then they would have gotten their gem back. They need that gem badly, as you can see.
Yeah. And TC farming. They'll try and initiate on him. A rocket. He gets glimpsed back right into the kinetic field. Cogs come down, but he just BKBs it. Smart play from TC.
That's a 9-seconder.
Yep. And Jim, he's stuck in the trees. Does have a TP scroll. Also has an invisibility rune.
I don't know what place he's trying to set up here.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going for either. Or maybe he's just scared and hiding.
Classic Jimmy.
AFK, Googling workout tips. Nope, alright, he's come back. Wisp is invisible. I know you can't see it, but
he does not look invisible at all.
Yeah, he doesn't change. It's ridiculous. Uh-oh. There was a Radiant Sentry Ward. They know he's here. Have they picked up dust? Yes, they do. Whitebeard has it. Could they find Jimmy? It's very possible. Maybe, are they going to waste a dust? No, they put down another sentry. Okay. They've got detection now. At least they learned their lesson. They got fooled once. It's not happening again.
Fool me once, shame on you.
Fool me twice, shame on me.
Fool me once, it should have been shame on them, though.
Yeah. That's true. That was a situation where getting fooled. That's shame on you both times, man. Get yourself some detection. You know what that tree is going to be doing. It's going to be invisible, getting some intel. That's what trees do. Throwing out that living armor.
Threw a ward down in mid, just outside of the sentry range too.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, there's
to the left.
Oh, this one. Oh. Oh yeah. Wow. Well, E-Blade is now up on Morphling, so we'll see some shotgun action. Demon controlling the runes.
They need to kill the Disruptor early. They're in a BKB. That's probably their most important hero.
Yeah, and the Raptor, man, he's going for the Ags. He's got himself the point booster. Still pretty far off, but he wants to stop those BKBs from being a threat.
Look at this build from him. Cloak, point booster. That's probably the most cost-effective items you can get against a Morphling.
Just casual items right now. Sage's Mask as well, just hanging out.
I think he wanted to build up an urn.
Did they end up getting?
Yeah,
an
one
urn?
on Shadow Demon.
Yeah, okay. 2 urns can be okay. We see some teams do it.
So double BKB is going to be really difficult for SNA to deal with. They do have the EB, but I don't know if they can push this. They're feeling a little bit under the gun because... Oh, actually, SNA TP down bottom. I don't think they're going to... It's a fake push.
Uh-oh. Koikva, he'll just TP out. No, he doesn't. He's just standing there. He's on the Remnant. Uh-oh. Now TP down to the bottom lane. There's a wraparound coming. Where's the real fight going to break out? Koikva still stationed in the trees down bottom. IX Mike hook shots forward right onto Pegasus. And he should be able to secure this kill, I think. Meanwhile, down bottom, they finish off the tower. Koikva, he's BKB'd on the run. He's getting branched down. TC, he comes in with the Ghost Scepter. Meanwhile, we'll check back onto the Wisp. He'll move into the trees. Looks like Jimmy will pour it out. He jukes it. So no kills come out on either side as 2 fights break out.
That haste rune. They still get the tower, though.
Yeah, Tiny gets the tower, and that's enough to finish his Assault Cuirass.
That was a nice hookshot from IX Mike.
Yeah, sure was. And Darkseer, he just finished his BKB. So
they might try and kill us here. They do have a relocate up. I don't know. They're trying to hook up him in Morphling right now, but the opportunity has passed.
Yeah, they're just not close enough.
Way 2's just been literally parked in the enemy jungle. Just
Demon is getting a BKB on Wisp though. He's got the Ogre Club.
I think he needs it.
Yeah. And there's your BKB ultimate orb now out on the Storm Spirit.
Since Tiny's not getting a BKB or Lincoln's, then Scythe is going to be really good versus him.
Yep.
But
Well,
they have to deal with defensive disrupt, so take that as you will.
I guess he could go into BKB. Probably not, yeah, with the defensive disrupt. Well, he has actually an Ogre Club, so maybe he will get BKB after all.
It's good versus EB. You don't want to get kited just because, like, just imagine how many these.
Koikva, he just gets dominated in the mid. Double damage rune on the Nyx Assassin makes it an easy kill. And this should be a pretty easy tower to follow.
Where's their mobile ward?
He's hiding behind the tower, trying not to lose the gem.
So even after these sequence of events and after the T1 towers have leveled out, Liquid is still ahead in terms of gold, but they're still getting out-killed, and Tiny is #1 net worth leader. He's 1,000 gold above the Morphling, so you have a lot of, like, I wouldn't say wasted gold, but gold on... There's a relocate on bottom, they just want to push a tower.
Oh, yeah. They'll trade tier 2 for tier 2. Way 2 will scattered out, still hanging on to the gem. Tower falls. Tiny just pressures towers so quickly.
Oh, he might get rooted out right now.
Oh, Glyph comes out. The hook shot down bottom, but the relocate just in the nick of time. Ush, nope, no roots coming out. Bulba, he gets left behind though. SNA, 4 stabs forward. BKB TP home. Darkseer will survive. Both teams are just so elusive.
I think Liquid should have been playing this way a long time ago, though, and not actually fighting. Not that I'm not a fan of fighting. It's just to win. Oh, Pegasus.
Yeah, this should be an easy kill for Ush here. Shadow Demon coming in as well. The soul. No, he didn't even get off the soul catcher. Just auto attacks. Tiny gets that one.
Easy kills.
Ush is now just dominating. The scary thing about Tiny as a solo carry is he cleaves. So in a team fight, he can kill multiple targets at once. He's a little bit more powerful than your classic just hard carry because he does so much AoE damage. Plus the Craggy, once he gets a BKB, how do you deal with him?
You kite him.
You kite him.
They have EV, 3 seconds. They have Overgrowth, that's another few seconds.
Yeah.
Almost 4.5.
That's true. They do have some tiny tools, and the Overgrowth.
They have Vacuum Wall, they have Surge, they have BKBs. They have a lot of things they can do. They have Waveform, they have Relocate, they have Tether move speed. So I think that Tiny actually needs a Manta just so he can split out of the Overgrowth. They actually don't have that great AoE either. It will also remove the Ghost, the Ethereal debuff too, so he has more uptime.
Yeah. Yeah, Manta would definitely come in handy here.
I would say like BKB. I would go Manta over BKB this game.
Yeah, the Overgrowth is pretty scary. BKB does not... Well, it sort of works against Overgrowth, but as long as Way 2 is patient, it's...
Manta plus BKB, it'll be really good versus that.
Yes. Both is...
You're slaying your brethren. Ush, no. Don't farm them for gold.
Oh, he killed the Granites. Oh.
That always makes me
Tiny,
sad.
the happy Tiny. Treebeard Tiny. He's getting bigger. He's level 18. 2,600 gold. He'll have that BKB real soon here.
We could get to the point in the game where it's 6-slotted Tiny versus 6-slotted Morphling and Storm. And I think 6-slotted Morphling and Storm will win that one. But that's going to be a very, very long time.
Yeah, it sure will.
BKB completed. Double smoke picked up by Tree. Do they have another gem on SNA? They need to get the gem and keep it. Like, they can't just give it away within like the first like 10 seconds of them acquiring it.
Yeah, and they just need someone. If they can catch this tree, they can get the gem back so easily. They've been so close yet so far.
They have the gem up. They need to buy it, and it shouldn't be Fluff. I think it should be Whitebeard. Actually, Whitebeard, yeah, Whitebeard should buy it because he's not close to any item, and there's no one item that's gonna like save him versus those heroes that's in around that cost territory.
Yeah, and the Nyx Assassin, he has another 2,600 gold right now.
Sheep, maybe.
So, yeah, probably working towards the Scythe. Fluff, how's he doing on that Ags? Not too far off the mark. Only about 800 gold to go. So, actually, the preventing item usage Static Storm could really come in handy this game. He'll definitely have an Ags before this game ends.
Yeah, he is pretty darn close.
Yeah, it's a really good upgrade on Disruptor. Increases the duration as well, makes it do more damage, so it's
legit.
It's all good. It's one of the better Ags upgrades for sure. Now Morphling, he has himself the ultimate orb. I want to guess it'll be a Manta, just wants to get some damage here, but
Could be a Scotty.
could go to Scotty, yeah. I don't think it will be a Lincoln's. I don't think he needs it. I think they need the damage.
I think a Scotty's better because Manta's not terribly great versus the Tiny.
Yeah, that's true. They do get cleaved down. They don't have an Orchid. Any debuffs that it would remove? No, I don't think so.
Manta?
Yeah. If
No.
Morphling got it, I mean. Yeah, I don't think there's anything from
It makes,
SNA.
I mean, it makes them
It makes him tankier, makes him do some more damage.
Well, it makes it more difficult for Shadow Demon to like purge or disrupt, and Disruptor to glimpse, and Nyx Assassin to mana burn. So it might not remove debuffs, but it still makes it harder for them to cast their single target spells.
Yeah, it's still a good item on Morphling. The movement speed is
and they can split push, because that's the strength of their game right now, is being able to split push, out farm, and put pressure in multiple places at once. And Manta synergizes very well with their game plan. Ush will find these two out.
Uh-oh. Throws out the Avalanche. It won't be on the mark, but there's a long-range hookshot from IX Mike. A short-range glimpse onto Demon. Plenty to bring him down.
And right next to the Roshan pit, Chrysalis already finished on Tiny. How did he get that gold already? He just finished his BKB.
Dude, he's farming like a madman. SNA, he finds way two in the trees. Does dust him out, but won't be able to connect with the Impale. The Force Staff on the tree, just too much. Buyback coming out from the Wisp. Liquid stationed about the high ground. They will contest this. And, yeah, the Nyx Assassins will just move out of Roche. Way too risky. I think this is the smart play.
But they can't give it up, too. Liquid can try and take it since it's already at 2/3 HP.
Oh, they burn another dust trying to find the tree. Are they out of the reveal now? Yeah, they are. Oh, no. Relocate coming in, but they won't catch anyone. It's off the mark. Or will they? Now they come forward. Shadow or Whitebeard, he gets killed. Force Staff onto Snob, buys him some time, but still gets caught in the overgrowth. Now Tiny coming forward, trying to branch some people down. BKB's popped by everyone. Ush getting some crits, but he just can't do enough damage. The living armor keeping TC alive right now. Around the backside, Bulba going blow for blow with the Disruptor. Now Koikba joining the party. They'll disable Ush. He's so tanky. He's trying to do as much damage as he can, but the living armor on TC, it's got so much uptime. They'll finish off the Tiny, and Liquid, they'll take this fight. Fluff and Stuff in some trouble, throws out a glimpse. He's on the run, but he only moves so fast with those Tranquil Boots. They're disabled. He'll get tracked down, and this will be a very convincing fight for Liquid. That buyback from Demon proves worth it, and that sketchy relocate ends up working out.
The BKBs are just too much from Liquid. They have
Tiny doesn't have buyback either.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Wow. That's really scary.
Uh-oh. This is rough stuff for SNA. This is bad bombing.
40 seconds, enough to probably get one Rex and then Roshan after, so it is really, really bad for them.
Yep. Oh, the Impale from SNA. Not so good. Glyph comes out right away. Koikva, he gets purged, but he'll just zip back to safety. Liquid will play this rather passive, waiting for more creeps to come in.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
Storm Spirit has BKB up again, but they should just move in Roshan. Tiny's not going to be up for 15 seconds, and then they have to TP to T3 and walk all the way there. I think that's enough time. Roshan still has not reached all his HP up. He is sitting at 10,000 out of 12,000. Let's see if they can do it real quickly. They do have Living Armor to help tank it up, too.
Yep.
Oh.
It gets scattered out by Mike, and they just back up.
They're playing it really safe. They do have better late game, so safer is good for Liquid. No need to take unnecessary risks.
Yeah, and TC, he did actually offer the Lincolns, not Scotty or Manta, so proving us both
Lincolns?
wrong. I don't know. I mean, Glimpse, you've got your BKB, but
Purge, you don't really care about.
Purge, Mana Burn, Toss.
He has BKB for like the majority of the things.
Yeah, I think this is too passive for TC. I think Liquid need damage. They're going to be lacking on damage.
Did you see how close or how little damage he took last fight?
Yeah.
With living armor, like he doesn't need more survivability.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he needs more damage or
he wasn't even close to it. He wasn't even morphing strength in the last fight. He was just standing there going hard. Well, now the Ags is out on Disruptor. So not only is that good in terms of stopping BKBs, but it's also more uptime of Silence. And we know how good Silence is against Morphling. So, well, I don't know. Maybe the Sneaky Nyx Assassins can make something happen in the next team fight with that big item pickup.
It's pretty important that Liquid be able to take objectives, especially so they killed the Tiny without buyback and they weren't able to get anything out of it. If they go to Roshan immediately, they get it. If they were stronger, they could have taken a T3, but they're not strong enough, and that is a decent point of concern.
Now Storm Spirit, he picks up the Scythe of Ice, and Darkseer very close to his Shivas, just about halfway to that cheap little recipe there. So two very big items for Liquid just around the corner. And, of course, Morphling a little bit tankier, as we've already mentioned. They pop their Glyph as Ush is... Looks like they may want to try to make a contest. Way 2 comes around, puts a lane ward down. Tower will fall. And they'll just TP home. Overgrowth interrupts Ush. They isolate the Tiny, but can they bring him down? Yep, in comes Storm Spirit. Here I am, and he's ready to turn him into a piggy. Oink, 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 says Ush, but he's still alive. Into the vacuum. Wall, relocate forward from Pegasus. They're trying to isolate this Tiny. He does manage to get the BKB off before the Static Storm comes out. They get the kill on Disruptor, but Shran has already gone down, and Ush has plenty of hit points to spare.
There's a gem. Do they not... What's with the gems? They need the gem. The reason why his TP got stopped is because there was a tree in there.
And they had no clue. Yeah.
Yeah, they just need to buy another one.
Yep. I agree. I just agree.
It's
no
silly that they
there.
haven't had a gem. They bought one early because they deemed it that important, and yet they haven't continued to buy one. Looks like TC and Quake trying to sneak a Roshan in. Ush is right there, though.
This could be scary. He has a haste rune on as well. Instead,
they don't expect
top.
it.
Ooh.
Clockwork just, he's rocketed top.
Yeah,
so
this is too cheeky. IX Mike does now have his Ag Scepter, so there will be hook shots aplenty coming out. And yeah, they'll get this Roche. It looks like SNA coming in. 3-man Impale. He sees how low Roche is. Tiny coming in. They can actually contest this. Avalanche into the pit. There's your rocket. IX Mike, he's porting to the tier 2 tower. He'll be inbound. BKB TC, they want to finish off Roche, but he just destroys the Nyx Assassin. Now Ush coming in. Who's going to get the last hit on Roche? He gets high grounded. He's got no way to get back down. It goes down to the Dire. TC picks it up. Now they go in onto Ush. The Tiny will fall. This is huge for Liquid. It's a bloody disaster for the Nyx Assassins. Oh, no.
Tiny didn't use his BKB.
Oh,
that's a big deal.
It certainly is. Now Whitebeard, he's in trouble. Has no disruption. TC is ready to go hard. He wants vengeance from earlier on. His Lincolns will get popped. IX Mike hits him with a hook shot. He's silenced. He can't morph. That's a dead Aegis. He'll come back up, though. Can he grab a recovery kill? His teammates not inbound. He waveforms forward. Looking for a Whitebeard. There's your shotgun. That finishes him off as he gets glimpsed back to where he respawned. Still a huge fight for Team Liquid. And now they will take out this tier 2. Oh, they're diving the base. Oh, no, fluffing stuff. He's going to get turned into a stuffed teddy. If they can bring him down, yeah, they sure can. Mechs pop, but it won't be enough to keep him alive. Jimmy, he gets picked off. Koikba standing his ground against Mike. There's your overgrowth from the tree. Koikba goes back to safety. TC comes in. They're playing Ring Around the Rosie. Hot potato, hot potato. Liquid gets stuck with the cold potato. Now Ush coming in. TP's to the tier 2 tower.
Why did he just buy back?
Yeah, now it's a one-man show.
He had gold for it. He has 600 gold after the buyback. I don't know what he was waiting for.
Well, he won't be able to grab a recovery kill out of it. It'll basically be a wasted buyback and a wasted BKB charge. Ouch. Now Liquid, they'll just regroup their forces. They'll just happily take out this tier 2 tower in the mid lane.
The inexperience of SNA is coming out in full force right now. Tiny with BK being there, I think he can probably secure the Aegis. And then without that, and then this wasted buyback a little bit too late. When you only have one important hero that's super farm, your mistakes are amplified. So just a little bit of small bad decision making is just like game changing.
Yeah,
they're probably gonna lose because of that. Then BKB loses the Aegis, everyone dies. There's 2 buybacks. There's even more deaths. Doesn't get any kills after buyback, and all of that was started just by not BKBing.
Yep. Tiny, you gotta use that BKB, man. You bought it for a reason, and that reason was to use it. I don't know. I feel like the sneaky Nyx Assassins jumped the gun in the Roche pit. Roche wasn't that low. They didn't
know.
Yeah, well, they had vision. I mean, so the Nyx Assassin hopped in, he hit a 3-man Impale, and then he 4-stabbed out, and then after that is when I think they jumped the gun. TC had the right idea. He just kept focusing down Roche, and once the Tiny got vacuumed to the high ground, that's when it was
when he got vacuumed to high ground, Roche was at like maybe 4 or 5 hits left from.
But if he had BKB'd, he wouldn't have gotten vacuumed. So
yeah, so that's his fault. He should have BKB'd, focused Roshan, gotten the Aegis, and then taken a fight. If he dies, at least his team can come there, and even if he dies twice, at least they don't have the Aegis and can't make good use of it.
Yeah, they still did proc the Aegis compliments of that nice static storm from Fluff, but a very minor victory across the slew of negatives there following that fight. And now Morphling has an Eye of Scotty. So you thought he was farm before, now he's even tankier, and he is starting to hit hard and has that utility of the slow. The Shiva's Guard was actually not up on Darkseer during that fight, so Bulba can do more damage, has more utility as well. Things are just compounding in favor of Liquid. Even the Lil Wisp, he's starting to get pretty farmed. He's almost got a BKB.
Tiny's really stagnated too. He had his BKB and Daedalus like one right after another, maybe like 10 minutes ago, and then right after that he has Crystalus. Now he doesn't really have any.
Don't give him too much credit here. He did just pick up something though. Is that his Daedalus? Yeah, okay. So you were ahead of the game. Yeah, well done. So is progressing a little bit, but that buyback really did cost him.
And he won't have buyback now for a good 3 minutes, and even after that, he has to farm the gold for it too, which he does not have right now. So Tiny getting very close to that 6 slotted mark. Yeah, maybe he can refresh his BKB, but you're talking about Morphling, who still has 1, maybe 2 more slots to go if he wants to drop his BKB, which is not terribly useful versus Disruptor if he gets a Static Storm out before, and Storm Spirit, who has a lot of room to grow too. He can get BOTs, he can get a
Bloodstone. He's got the Soul Booster already.
He can get whatever, he can get Shivas if he really wants to. He can get a lot of things, and that's pretty scary because SNA, they can't really drag this game on for that much longer. If you're looking at 5 or 10 minutes more, Liquid's just going to be super strong. They have better map control. They have better mobility around the map. They can split push better even against the Tiny. And I don't know.
Yeah, looks like.
And they haven't picked up a gem again.
Yeah, Sneaky Nyx Assassin.
Oh, wait, no, they haven't.
Next, Nyx has one. He picked one up.
Oh,
But, Koikva gets initiated on. Will they have the damage to bring him down? Yeah, they bring out the Static Storm, but still a kill on the Storm Spirit. A great way to start off this fight. TC hops straight in, and now he's kind of isolated. Static Storm is finished off. He'll start morphing strength. He'll be okay for now, trying just to survive. Hops to a replicate, and he'll just TP home.
Whoa. That was close.
Yeah, sure was. And
he didn't have Lincolns up either. He could have gotten disrupted. Oh, Whitebeard almost got him.
Yeah, Demon died as well off to the side on the wisp while we were watching.
That was a very nice initiate
from
the Nyx, though. If Nyx doesn't go in right there, or if he approaches the normal way, Tree scouts him out with a gem, and they don't get that kill. But they drop the Static Storm on him before he can pop his BKB, and that's an easy kill.
The power of that Ags upgrade on the Disruptor. Now with 2 dead, the Tier 3 tower will take a little chip damage from Tiny. Yeah, that's the shotgun power right there. No buybacks available except for Storm. Okay, Storm does have one. He's the only one with a buyback. Tier 3 tower will go down. No glyph up for Liquid anymore.
They need to start disrupting the Tiny.
They need to start doing something. Bulba goes in with BKB. Force staff forward. Pops the Shivas. Forces Ush to pop his BKB.
Why isn't way too overgrowthing him during the BKB?
Yeah, seriously, dude. You gotta overgrowth that. You could have saved your racks, bro.
They don't have anything against the overgrowth either because once he BKBs, he can't manta out, they can't defensively disrupt, and that would have bought them a good 4 seconds on their racks. So not really sure why he did that. Storm was very, very close to reviving, so misplays left and right.
Tiny's BKB is down to 6 seconds now, so that would have been huge.
I still think that Usher really needs a manta. It'll give him move speed too, and I mean, obviously people know that manta has move speed, but Tiny's getting kited.
Yeah.
We talked about the debuff removal a lot more. Especially overgrowth, but it's really important that Tiny can actually hit these very difficult to hit heroes. Morphling, ton mobility, especially with the Wisp on his side, and Storm Spirit can just zip around for days.
Yep.
Especially looking at his mana.
Now he's got a Bloodstone, so that mana pool, or mana regeneration at least, going to be even better, and he'll just be zipping around left and right. We see a lot of pings coming out. Mostly the yellow pings from the Nyx Assassin. But no, Liquid, they'll just back out. They're still farming up. Things are getting very interesting here. Looking at the graph, Liquid still with a pretty sizable lead. 8,000 gold, 10,000 experience, but...
Oh, look at Koikwa's positioning. He's trying to set something up. Set something sneaky up.
Sneak, sneak.
Oh, Fluff, is he going to run in there? Ooh. They know.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. And he just zip-zaps. Hook shot will be off the mark, and
kind of close.
He TP's home. A little close for comfort, given that he doesn't have buyback here. He just spent all of his money.
It'd be super difficult to kill him, though. He can just, like, keep zipping around. And
as long as you don't catch him in the Static Storm, yeah.
Yeah.
Just takes one glimpse to Static Storm Kinetic Field that bad daddy.
They can try and push out if they want to. 2 heroes on the left side can relocate back. Morphling just uses Replicate, but are they going to pressure it? Looks like no, not with Roshan so close to respawning.
Oh, he walks right into the danger zone.
Do they pick up another gem too? Did he have it?
He did not have a gem.
Okay, Storm has it now.
Storm has it, yeah.
Well,
so could have been worse, but
their tower's getting pressured. They have to go right now unless they want to defend. So.
Yep, Tier 3 has already fallen. They have a glyph, but they haven't popped it yet. They'll just go straight into the Tier 3. Liquid do not have a glyph available. Radiant will fortify as the range melee racks take heavy damage. Tier 3's gone down. Tiny will back out. They will try to make that hold. IX Mike comes forward. SNA off the mark with the Impale. TC, he just finishes off the barracks, pops the BKB now to make the escape. And he'll be successful. Good trade for Liquid. Now Whitebeard, maybe in some trouble. Throws out the
he
purge.
Got glimpse back on Pegasus.
But Koikva coming in. They'll finish off the Nyx Assassin. Or, pardon me, the Whitebeard Shadow Demon. So, yeah, Wisp doesn't make it on that retreat.
Pegasus was right about to relocate back. He actually did relocate back, and then he got glimpsed right back.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So they still lose a Rax for a T3. That's not bad for Liquid. I think that Stomp probably should have pressed on a little bit further, but...
Yeah.
Or TP back earlier. I don't think the T3 trade is worth it. They either keep both of them up or they go a little bit harder and try and trade Rax for Rax.
Yeah. Now, Roche will be respawning reasonably soon. Less than a minute. And it was scouted out by IX Mike with our rocket flare, so they know it's not up quite yet.
Tiny has them double boots.
Oh, yeah.
2 legs, 2 boots.
Yeah, I'll probably sell those treads. And what's next for the Tiny here? Either a Satanic or a Butterfly are probably the way that he's going to go. Or Manta, but something tells me he's not going to grab it here.
He's not going to get it.
6-slot Manta's pretty rare.
Dude, it's so good.
I like the Butterfly, though.
Butterfly's really good here, too.
They only have 1 Hex.
Storm's a pretty poor MKB carrier because he generally just gets mana for damage. And Morphling, it doesn't augment his EB at all, but he can still get it. Yeah,
Manta's or the MKB, it's okay. It's not ideal on Morphling, but not the worst thing ever.
Well, now they know Roshan is up, and this is only the second one, but they do not want to give it to the Storm Spirit, because Storm Spirit, with pretty much 3 lives, I'd say, with Bloodstone, is going to be nigh impossible to win a team fight against TC. Actually, we'll get scouted out by SNA.
And will they be able to impale off the mark? And he's just fine. Still has BKB.
I don't know if he's fine.
That procs his.
Oh,
the Nyx. Plenty of damage. Hook shot won't connect. TC now popped at BKB already, though. Needs to be a little careful. Us trying to branch him down to relocate from the Wisp. That'll keep him alive, of course. Jimmy, he won't be quite so lucky. They're going to wait it out. Maybe he can find something to tether to. No.
Good luck with that one.
That was wishful thinking, perhaps, but still keeps his Morphling alive. At the end of the day, they trade a Wisp for a Nyx Assassin. Pretty even. Not bad. Not great.
Not bad.
It's okay. Yeah.
You know what would have been next level? If he relocated over here, and then they took out the racks.
And then relocated back?
Well,
or he went back and then...
Morphling TP's back. That would have been next level.
That would have been pretty clutch.
That's a real hard play to make in this situation.
He gets the Manta.
Oh, he does get the Manta.
Look at this guy.
Nice.
I like this Ush.
He needs it.
Yeah.
He should have gotten it, I think, before BKB. It won't block the vacuum, which destroyed him that one fight, but it's still a really good item. The Manta is like so OP, even on Strength Heroes. How ridiculous is that?
Yeah, man. Manta's good item. Good item.
And it got buffed last patch too.
How did they buff it?
With you can't target. Like if you click
yeah, the mechanic of targeting, pre-targeting, and then you pop Manta, it still goes to the right target.
So he still needs a little bit to farm buyback. I think he actually might just have it right now. He's like really close. If he
100 off.
Yeah. So he just needs to farm that. Oh, they're actually going for Roshan right now. How low is it? It's already at half HP.
No.
I don't know if they can do it. There's a clockwork. Okay, they have to back off.
Yeah, they'll back off. This is a rough time for Tiny.
Who's gonna win, Big Bad Tiny or Morphling and Storm?
God, I don't know. This is close. Looks like the Morphling is going to be working on...
This game is close, dude.
Butterfly.
So winner of this will advance to the qualifiers, or to the playoffs. And loser might not
Loser's not out of it.
Loser's not out of it.
Loser's in a rough spot, but they still have a chance.
Yes.
Winner is... They're golden. They're Golden Richards. So this is...
This is down to the wire, man.
Yeah. She's coming in. Almost connecting with the the Avalanche onto Koikva, but he'll zip back to safety.
So are they going to go mid? Are they going to do Roshan? What are they going to do?
We see a ping here at the top lane of Rax. They may just want to go for the base.
Dude, he 3-shots that.
Tiny just goes straight in, dude. He's a truck right now.
Relocate
down. Range Rax
it's just a range Rax. Whatever. They're going for the big prize, the big money, the melee Rax.
And Tiny, he's just going hard. Where's the fight going to break out? In comes the wall, the vacuum. Will it be enough damage? The overgrowth as well. First to go down will be the Storm Spirit. Now Ush, his BKB's off. Can they be able to bring him down? It doesn't look like it. Way 2 gets glimpsed back. They're all fighting. Nobody is in the Radiant base right now. Ush taking heavy damage. Morphling, BKB on. They'll right-click him down. Ush will fall. It's a hold for Liquid. He does have enough for buyback, but just barely. Storm Spirit zips forward. Can't interrupt the TPs. IX Mike makes it out safe and sound as well. It's a 2-for-1.
If he doesn't buy back, they certainly get Roshan. Probably a T3, but at the same time, if he buys back and he dies, they lose the game. So it's kind of a... tricky situation for all.
This is still rough. Sneaky Nyx Assassins, they got the melee racks down. Ranged racks still standing. They have the edge, but now Roche will fall. This is only second Roche, so no cheese. But Aegis will go the way of Liquid, it looks like. Tiny holding the buyback.
He just drops so fast during the EB shotgun. It takes him down to like half HP. And I think that's with waveform. Even without, it's still a lot of damage. And Tiny normally is very difficult to deal with, but with a not really standard right clicker like Morphling, it's very easy for him to do so. It looks like he's going Butterfly next. Yep,
he sure is. He'll have it very soon. He actually has just enough.
They still have 45 seconds, so they can pressure the racks.
If they can force a Tiny buyback here, I think that's game.
A Tiny can't buy back. If he buys back, they'll lose.
Yep.
straight up right there.
I think they need to try and pressure it hard, though. Make the temptation real. Not overcommit, but put as much pressure on as possible.
Make the temptation real.
They
can cog, they can throw out shadow poisons, so I'm not terribly worried for them. It's only 20 seconds. They can definitely get the racks, though, or the T3.
Yeah. Relocate in. I like that sound that it makes when he relocates. It sounds like a race car.
Oh, he got glimpsed back.
Poor Wisp. Uh-oh, SNA now gets initiated on his quick pops forward. He pops his BKB as they come in. Do they have enough to bring him down? IX Mike takes some damage as well. SNA still alive. Vacuum into wall. Big Darkseer plays. An even bigger overgrowth from Wade 2. Clockwork first to go down. Whitebeard goes down after. Nyx Assassin, he also gets picked. Ush, he's respawned. BKB's on. He has finished off the tree and now trying to swing that tree onto TC. The glimpse actually making him more elusive, making Ush's life more difficult. Plenty of buybacks used by the Radiant side. IX Mike is right back in the battle. TC still alive for now, but maybe not for long. The long range waveform out. Still morphing that strength. And Ush, oh no, now he gets hexed. No more BKB. Cogs come down from IX Mike. The close range hookshot. This could be our last fight. The buyback is not available for Tiny. Not available for the Clockwork.
He just used it.
Oh, he just used it. Oh, geez, he used it too quick. The instant buyback from Tiny. But he's a lone defender. Is it enough?
Nope.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Oh, they relocate back, so Morphling now has full HP. You know, IX Mike actually got in the way of Tiny's toss. If he doesn't get in the way, they get the Aegis. It's a small deal, but so it looks like it will be actually 2 versus 4. Not the end of the world.
Shadow Demon comes back.
He can disrupt Tiny.
You can disrupt Tiny, yeah.
He disrupted Tiny.
Just not enough, though.
Oh, they're going for the throne! Oh, look at this!
Tiny, can he do it?
Oh my goodness! I like this play a lot because they can't really fight 5-on-5, so they're going to go for a throne race!
Oh, Wade 2 comes back. He's got the overgrowth. Ush, he's got the BKB. Just use it, bro. What are you waiting for? Oh my god, Tiny might actually be able to do this. Tier 4 is still standing. Morphling commits to it. Ush, he's going for the throne. He still has the BKB. We need the throne cams here, Merlini. What's the HP?
My god.
They might hold. Tiny, can he do it? There's too many heroes coming back, though. Ush, he's the lone defender. He pops the BKB, going for the throne. There's the toss. Just take it down, Tiny. Just take it down. Ush, can he do it? He gets turned into a pig. They still do it. Oh, my God. Liquid, they don't make it. The Nyx Assassins, they win it. The Tiny. Are you kidding me?
That was one of the best heads-up plays I've seen.
Are you kidding me? Oh, my God.
What a game. Holy crap.
Are you kidding me?
That was insane.
That was insane. The heads-up play from Ush. That's the power of Tiny. He pushes so damn fast.
That was absolutely ridiculous. Like, most, like, 80% of carry players wouldn't have made that play. I don't even know if 80 is a good enough number, but it's so high.
That did not even cross my mind once. It's like, yeah, Tiny, just thrown it, dude. Go all in.
The relocate was down. They sold a lot of their TPs for just items like the Aegis. And that was ridiculous.
That was just insane.
Oh my goodness.
They couldn't stop it.
Well, many rares were lost.
So
today.
Wow.
Wow. That was
I gotta collect myself. That was
He got Manta too.
the Manta.
The Manta.
The illusions.
What?
And even the toss, like extra damage on the throne, he played that. He even had an assault cross, couldn't have been better. And it was even so close he got sheeped at the end. The creeps finished off the throne while he was still a little piggy.
That was intense.
That was nutso. That is a BTS moment if I ever saw one.
Holy crap. Well
Holy
played,
crap.
Ush and SNA and
well, all that relaxation from yoga this morning just went out the window. Jesus.
So Nyx now secures a playoff berth, and Liquid, they have to win their next one, which is versus Revenge.
Revenge with stand-ins.
I don't know, dude. Revenge is not that bad.
Yeah. If it's the same stand-ins. We just don't know. That's their wild card. We'll see as the lobby fills up, but we're going to take a break here, guys. This is Summit America. This is the last day of group stages. 4 more matches to go. Things are really heating up that first game, making things even more interesting. I'm Zyori. This is Merlini. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back after this short break with Liquid versus Revenge. Roland wasn't ready to cut. Liquid versus Revenge.
What a flipping game.